This time here, Yerushalmi Shabbos. The article is about edition. We're on Daf Chav Mem Gimel Amud Aleph. The seventh line down. Rabbi Yossi ben Chanina Omer Kli Bayis Eino Olim Minyan Masmeirim, which is spelled differently in the Vilna. It's on Lamed Hey Amud Aleph. 3, 6, 7 lines down as well. Rabbi Yossi ben Chanina Omer Kilbis Eino Olim Minyan Masmeirim, and I like the Limshot like the Korban Eda. Kilbis is Kmo Kalbus Hashoni Bebavli. It's Kalbus is a staple, and staples don't count as nails. They're not nails. They're sharp, but they're both. It's not a nail sticking out. It's a staple which is bending back in. So Rabbi Zira Shar Barzad the mountain name Agabe Misan Echad. This quota, which you have for 5, 7, 24, whatever it was, can you put them all on one sandal, or you have to be split up evenly among the sandals? The Amalei Shari, he says permissible. My name Amina Echad. What did they put them on one shoe? So according to Korban, it's the same question. It's Moshe. So it's the same question. First we asked in the sandal, then we asked in the minnow. First a sandal, then on a shoe. According to Korban Eda, it's a different question. He takes the word echad, and the question is: was the exam only by sandals or also by shoes? Minnow. Shari, he said the exam was only by sandals, not by shoes, because the Ma'aseh Shoya, of course, was the sandals. You can't scrape shoes or sandals on Shabbos. This is obviously it's a form of fixing it, of working it, so therefore that is also. Avol sachin manichinosam, but you can put on oil and water. So the Moshe says the they scrape them. It's memachik. Melach is memachik, which is to scrape. So therefore it's this it's the peeling is a form of memachik, but that obviously that's only when you're scraping. You're just so anointing them or putting water on them. It's fine. Rabbi Chris Pia, Shem Yechon Tamuli Rabbi Chia Ruba. Chris Pia, the name Rabbi Yechon, who was a Tam Rabbi Chia Ruba. I'm sorry. The Gisa Shem Yechon said Tamuli Rabbi Chia Ruba. The Tamil Rabbi Chia the Great. Amin said Rishonim Oyu Omeim Megardim. In earlier generations, there are people who paskin that you could be Megardin, that you could scrape them. Vashtim only a Megardin. And later generations said you can't be Megardin. Vishtalis Rebbe, and the question was asked to Rebbe. Ada's gear changed the gear to Rav. And he was when Talmidim Rabbi Chia, the older Talmid Rabbi Chia, who said Ein Megardin. But according to me, Moshe, the gears remains Rebbe. And we don't know which Talmidim we're referring to, but the Talmid Chia then presented the question to Rebbe. So it's also Rebbe or Rab Umar a Megarden. Again, according to Korban, he's the one who said, who evidently was said. Well, we're going to come to him in a second. So let's see it in a second. So, said, so according to Korban A, that means, well, one of the Talmid Rabbi Chia the Great, who was Rav, his nephew, obviously, whether it's not clear he was Rishonim and Achronim, but he was one of those who said, no, it's not, you can't be Megarid. Either he's one of the early Talmidim who changed his mind, or it's one of the later Talmidim. Again, according to Moshe, we don't know the Talmidim were, but they asked Rebbe, right? And Rebbe said no, and whoever the Talmud was who initially permitted the Megardian, well, because Rebbe Paskin not that way. The Rabban in the case, sorry, Mishem Rebbe Yisrael said, "Kedivrei Omer Misha Omer Megardin." The Rabban in the case, and the Dalit here at the beginning of the word the Rabbanan is not clear what exactly that Dalit represents, because the rabbis. Anyway, so the Rabban in the case, sorry, Mishem Rebbe Yisrael said, "Kedivrei Misha Omer Megardin." I guess But it could be saying that really nobody holds Megarden. Because even those who sell Megarden, it's only with the back of the knife, not the front of the knife. And according to Ava, because the back of the knife it doesn't peel, so therefore it's not machi. According to Pnei Moshe, it's a shinui. So according to it's not machi either. But I guess I'm not sure if there's a difference between the two because he does say yad. Maybe it's a chumrei yisera according to him. According to Ava, it's. I'm not sure. Not sure if Moshe why if it's lachayad should be make it okay. It should only make it the rabbanan, not the raisa. The back of the knife doesn't scrape it all, so it's not a problem. Okay. Amar Chia Barashi. Nigan Abini Yasin Kume Rabbi. The Pnei Moshe changed this to Rab. Mashkin Umishaz Sazgin. We're sitting in front of Rav or because I don't hear Rashi saw Rabbi, so it couldn't be Rav. Rabbi could, so it couldn't be Rabbi. It has to be Rav. And we were mashtake. It says we would put water on it. That was the and we would put oil in it and put water in it. Avaloma garden, but not scrape. Ain't sachim minolim v'sanoli. Now here it says you cannot anoint shoes and and sandals. Lo yisuch adam raglo. Also, the person should not anoint his foot when it's already in the shoe. That's why I was told his foot and it's already in the sandal. I was told raglo he can anoint his foot with oil, but no sotoch hamino and then put in the shoe. That's raglo and his leg. No sotoch then put it into the sandal. So the evidently the Chazal, even though Mikradin can be sach, they saw that it looks like tanning, it looks like working, and therefore they made this chumrah. They can't do it directly, only indirectly. Also, you can anoint your body with oil, and then roll around on on a on a cooked piece of hide, from which they would make spreads for tables or for beds, and is not a concern. So again, since the shinui, it's not. It doesn't even look like you're tanning. It looks evidently like you're just spreading the oil on yourself. The but you should not put it on the on a uh, uh, on a table of um, of marble and misaga. Hashem Leo Mato. Hashem Leo says it's okay. The reason why with the marble, obviously, it's not. It doesn't look like it's tanning it, but so the Moshe explains that you're putting a piece of this katablaya on top of a tablet shoshem shoshash. So then I got the tablet shoshash means you shouldn't put the katablaya on the marble tablet and roll it. Shulman says no, even on the marble tablet. So a tablet was some tool that they use in order to make the oil spread evenly or spread well on the katablaya and that cooked piece of hide, and therefore the first opinion holds that that's too much merse, like being ma'abed, and the other one holds no, it's fine. Now uh, the Gemara doesn't resolve the contradiction. Before we said that you can be Moshe, you can be Moshe shoes, and then later on we said you cannot be Moshe shoes. So the somebody addresses it. The Pnei Moshe before addressed it is Dafka that the Pnei Moshe said that which you can put oil on shoes or sandals is by old ones. Because that's not, it doesn't look at all like you're tanning it. By new ones, here the whole had this old issue of putting the oil on the foot out, not inside the shoe but outside the shoe. That's by new ones, because by new ones, it looks like you're actually breaking in the shoes and working them in order to break them in. So that would be the difference between the two. Um, Now, the word says, "Ein lo shim yom chadashim elken lov shalach men biyod yoim." You can't put new shoes on, sandals on Shabbos, unless you walk in them before Shabbos begins. The it says, "Ein lo shim," specifically talking about women, and that seems to be the case in the Bavli. Uh, the But Torah and Shari brings down that the Yerushalmi says it seems it doesn't make a difference whether it's a man or a woman. So the reason was because new shoes feel uncomfortable, and you might come take them off and walk in them in Rishus Harabim, carrying them. So how much you have to walk in them? B'nei Barte, the Bar Kapara, Amin. So the sons of the daughter of Bar Kapara, they said, and then according to Carbonata, they knew from their mother, to whom the halacha applied. They made a base Rava, the Bar Kapara, from the house of uh, uh, the base medrash. It doesn't mean uh, the Rebbe, according to the Carbonata, base Rabba means the base Rav. So it's the base medrash of Bar Kapara until the ad base Rabbi Yeshua until the base medrash of Yoshia. And evidently that was a specific measure which is known to them. It's part of Bavloi from the shul of the Babylonians in Tipori. I died to Rabbi Chamba Bar Chanina until the house of Rabbi Chamba Bar Chanina. Tivrayamin, then Tivrayamin means Sidra Ruba from the great base medrash. Sidra is a base medrash. Ad Chanusei Rabbi Yoshia to the store of Rabbi Yoshia. Sandal Shibsku Oznov. Okay, I have a sandal which its ears, meaning the place where the straps are attached to it, um, got severed. Shenipsu Chavitov. This is the straps themselves. So what is the bottom where the straps are attached to the shoe? I think there might even be like a kind of a joint there somewhere. But anyway, I was never look further down. This is those nine. Those nine like on the sides, like ears, and then the straps come out of them. So there's a joint holding them to those ears, which then are attached to the base of the sandal. So if the oznav got severed, or the rituals themselves, which come out of the oznaim, got severed, I'm hoping that you can imagine in your mind's eye. Don't have to show actual picture. The Shenivsku Tarsi Yosef, and the Tarsi Yosef are the places where the sandal is uh, that joint where the two things are connected. So uh, so the again you have the ears which are attached to the sole, then you have the straps come out, and then you have the bolts which hold them in place. So the Osha Pirsha, the Kormei takes the word rove, echad mi kapov, one of its soles. I guess that's the heel and the sole, maybe two pieces, and one of them separated. Um, Tar. It's the Tar because it's no longer to be the Akeli. So this is both of them. You have to have either both Oznaim separated, or both Chavasim separated, or both Tarsiosos separated, or the majority of one of its souls, one of the parts of the soul, is a star. If Achas Melza, only one of the ears is separated, Achas Melza, one of its straps. I don't know if that's one of the things, the bindings or the joints, whatever they are, or special rove mikapov, or that only a rove of one of its souls was severed. Tummy, it still retains its tumah. Rabbi Omer Pnimis, uh, uh, the inner ear, Tameo. It's still tame because it still can be used. Achitzoina Torah. If the outer ear becomes undone, it's tar because it can no longer be used anymore properly. As the article example from Chaim, I think it is, that if the also Ramban in Shabbos, that people will fix the inner part of the sandal, the part which goes faces the other leg. It's not going to be so apparent if you fix it, so therefore it retains its tuma. But the outer one becomes severed, and it's not the outer ozen. You're not going to fix it because it's going to look too shoddy. So therefore, its tuma is negated. Um, Rabbi Yaakov Baracha, Rabbi Tavloi, and Rabbi Chanin Barba B'Shem Rav said, "Halacha Rabbi Yehuda Leinion Shabbos." The the halacha is like Rabbi Yehuda in terms of Shabbos. Now, we're talking about Tuma. But we're going to learn about Shabbos momentarily. Shimon Bar Yitzchak Havale Uvda. He had such a scenario that the outer part of the sandal was severed. He was asked if he could wear it out on Shabbos. So Shalch Rabbi Yaakov Baracha, he sent the message of Rabbi Yaakov Baracha, Gabi Rabbi Chia, Rabbi Chia Barba. The sent the message of Yaakov Baracha, who evidently was in the vicinity of Rabbi Chia Barba, and Amalei said, "Kashem shein chaluk b'Shabbos, shein chaluk b'Tuma." Just like they argue by uh, Shabbos, just like they argue by it's really the other way around for our purposes because we start Tumah, not Shabbos, but so by Tumah we said, Ravida says that the Rabbanan said either if one of them, only one of those nine is nifsak, remains tummy. It says depends which ones. The Benimis is nifsak, it's still tummy, but the Kison is Torah. So the same thing about Shabbos, right? According to Rabbanan, if any of them break, either the inner or outer ozen, it's you can't wear on Shabbos. And according to the Rabbi Yehuda, it depends which one breaks. So he says like Rabbanan, and he paskin like Rabbanan that did I get that right? No, sorry, I got it wrong. Sorry, I said it wrong. According to Rabbanan, if one of its oznaim is nifsak, it doesn't matter which one. It's still tummy. It's still because he's going to and uh, the I didn't explain this before. I should explain before. If one of them, he'll according to Rabbanan, if only one of them is broken, he'll just switch it to the other foot. In other words, even if the chitzon is broken, so their shoes are interchangeable from foot to foot. So even if the chitzon is broken, you'll move it from one foot to the other foot, and then it'll be the primus on the other one. So therefore, they hold even if one that's broken still tame, it still retains the Shane Kaylee. And Rabbi Yehuda says, no, you're not going to switch them for the foot. Therefore depends which one broke. If the name is broke, it's okay. It still retains its shame tuma because you don't care. If the echitzona broke, it doesn't lose shame tuma because you're not going to wear it. You're not going to fix it. So so now by Shabbos, it's going to be the same machlekes we're going to Rabbanon. If you either one breaks, you can still wear it on Shabbos. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it depends which one broke. If it's still considered to be a shoe or not considered to be a shoe. So he passed like Rabbanan that if one is broken, doesn't matter inside or outside is broken, you can still wear it on Shabbos. Rabbi Shmuel Bar Yitzchak boy, Shmuel Bar Yitzchak asked, "Shama Meimar, we had before Meimar, we had a statement. How Rabbi Yehuda? How was Rabbi Yehuda? Like Rabbanan? How can you pass him like Rabbanan? We already said that." Rabbi Yaakov Baracha, Rabbi Tavich, and Chana Bar Bar B'Shel Oseh B'Shem Rav, Halach Rabbi Yehuda on Shabbos. Depends which one broke. So how can you pass like Rabbanan? I don't think the more answers it directly. The more goes on and says, Rabbi Yaakov Bar Yitzchak Havle Uvda. He had a similar case as well. Shal Rabbi Zira, Rabbi Zira Rabbi Amar. Yes, Rabbi Zira asked Rabbi Amar Amlo. Tivei Mishu Metame. According to those who are Metame, they say it's still Tame. The Korban changes this to Mutter Lotzesbo. Right? You can still go out on Shabbos. Tivei Mishu Metire. It's lost its shame shoe or sandal. Also, again, changing it around. Also Lotzesbo. V'lafi Gabe Klum. But he didn't express towards him anything in terms of what the halacha was. He just said, well, the two sugyas are contingent. So in Shabbos are contingent, but he didn't explain didn't tell him how he passed it. Tani, we learned Avol. Even if it broke on Shabbos, you can't go on Rishus Rabbim because you might come to take it off and carry it. The because it's broken, you can wear it until you get to the opening of your chutzner. So it sounds like even if you're in Rishus Rabbim, the you can wear it to the opening of your chutzner, and there. Well, you wear it in the chutzner for sure. So anyway, you can wear it home. In other words, you don't have to take it off immediately. It was just arriving like shotness. You have to take it off immediately. You can wear it home. It's that whole discussion once again. The chutzner, if you're allowed to wear it home from there, and it could be that according to understanding the Gemara, that the issue is that we don't want you to lose your shoes. So you need them to take them to your chutzner, to a place where there's shomer, so they're not going to be taken away by somebody. So then, once you're in the chutzner, it sounds like you're not allowed to wear it anymore. You also wouldn't be allowed to carry because it's broken. It's muktzah. But the question is whether you could you can actually wear it on your leg. It's on your foot. No discussion here. Um, uh, the yeah. Okay. Um, Rabbi Acha, Rabbi Zira have been telling Isratian. They were walking on the public thoroughfare and there's just a rabbin. If it's time Rabbi Acha's sandal got ripped. I mean the Matun the Pile, when they got to the Pile is open. The opening of their chutzner. The Amalei Pesach Chatzei Rechel. This is the opening of chutzner, and you can't. You have to take them off at this point. Uh, the it's not, the way Corbin says you can't go out anymore. In other words, I don't know if you have to take them off. That's not clear. I would just perhaps you can wear them inside the chutzner, perhaps not. But in any event, you can't walk anymore in Rishus Rabbim. That's it. Go in and into the chutzner here. And it's I'm not sure if it is actually his chutzner. It says the Corbin says Gil Pesach or Chava. The Moshe says Shilashar Chutzer. Chatzero. It says the Chutzer of his Chutzer. Since what Moshe says. Okay, so it sounds like it seems like it's open. It seems like it wasn't necessarily the opening of his own chutzner. It says Zel Pesach Chatzerecha. For you, this is Pesach Chutzner. I guess it's a place where actually you should go in. You shouldn't go any further. It's just around because this is some sort of place which I guess convenient. But in any event, whereas the emotion says no, it is the opening of chutzner. He's told him, oh, you know what, your shoe ripped. There's only a chutzner. Go in here and don't walk in it anymore. Rabbi Acha Karach says sabun aler. Rabbi Acha, when his shoe broke in Shisa Rabim, he put a fiber of palm tree on it in order to be able to walk them to Gatu Shisiachid. Rabbi Avo Karich, he wrapped in an agid shel mabinaki, which is a type of vegetable according to Carbonata, or a type of reed according to Bnei Moshe. So they the there's it's one according to Bnei Moshe, they did it outside in Shus Rabbi in order to walk home. I guess there was a chumrah. According to the Carbon Ada, it says the opposite. He says they ripped in the chutzner. They wanted to walk on Shus Rabbi, and they were allowed to walk on Shus Rabbi because the sandals ripped. They made this ad hoc fix, and this way they were not going to pick them up, take them off their feet, and to carry them Shus Rabbi, so it'd be okay. So evidently this Ma'abedike was not necessarily concerning everybody that it was not muktzah. It's some sort of reed which is not normal use, and he held it wasn't muktzah, so therefore he could use it. Rabbi Yonah Tauke de Chatire, the um, the Chabnei Moshe brings out different gears than Rivamas. Rabbi Yonah Shalke lechanuse the Chaltira the car of Tzivchar uh, Hazeh uh, Tzivchar Hazeh Ihava Sidra. I can't read my Bnei Moshe. Say Moshe my Gemara. It's a sacred article. I can't read it here. Bnei Moshe says. Uh, let's see. Moshe Biyona Shalke lechanuse the Chaltira the car of Tzivchar. Hazeh of Tzivchar Hazeh or have a Sidra Yakar Shabbalazim Misalke. So now he explains it. Talke hishlicho. Targum Yerushalmi Chom Makom Avayishlech Vayatlek. Klomar, meaning Rabbi Yonah Yoig Shenifsak Sana Bilucha. His custom was when a shoe got broken while he was walking. Haya Mashlichu Chanus Shemochin Sham meaning Chalutin. He tossed into a store in which they sold chalutin, which is like bagels, donuts. The Rav Mitzvim Sham, and there are many people there. Karmas Chashiva, and it's like a karmelis. Perkama Sovelach Alf is a karmelis. What's karmelis? You know, B'Shem Rabbi Yochanan Chanusi the Bar Yustine. They Rav Mitzvim Sham because many people there. The Amla Bika Mosel Karmelis like a Bika, a valley in somewhere. Many people Chashiva karmelis. Shum the Shchichei Rei Rabin because there are many people there. V'Chanami came. V'Lavik Shar Chanus It's not like another store which is Shus Yochid. Vikar of Tzivchar Azeh Ohava. Here we see the limits of these 10 Amroid. The Afghan beginning with the Taiba Chumakila Pesach Chatzero, even though they're allowed to walk to the opening of their own courtyard. Like they krichas gami lachor by putting on this 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 moist temple. Konko never say machmir they were maching themselves. Rabbi Yoina have a noig. You know, it's customers can nifsak standol when it's time to got severed. But shilcham may love a karmelis. He would toss in karmelis to connect though if he was one right there. Or she had tile, but she would walk with it and she gears to karmelis. After katel mentally shop, even though it's not going to be safeguarded properly because it's not in the chotzer or the shkei rabbabi. There's many people there. Lord said tile about pesach chotzer. He didn't want to go all the way to his opening of his own chotzer. Came from the mintel mikzas, since it was minter a little bit. The Kamar Shasla and the Shas about saying this, Kar of Tzivchar Hava, Klamar Chashiva Su Aminah Gazeh. This is very significant, this minute. Bashu Chasiva mute, even though it's insignificant, only a little bit significant, Neg Chashivus, Shabilez Kamei, the relative to Chashivus, Shabilez, which we're about to tell you, Kom Kom Chumi Ser Nog V'Yakaru. So, this the car of Tzivchar Zeh. Oh, I'm not sure. Hava, how we read that, but this also is a little bit of a chumrah for which is precious. So again, the Shalke, he would toss it, the chanusi, the chaltira to the bakery. The car of Tzivchar Hazeh. This was a little bit significant, a little bit chashiv. I guess the Ohava is part of the next part. Ohava Sidra Yokash Rabbi Lezer Misalik Clay. I'm not sure. But he says that the Seder of going on to Bnei Moshe, Seder Minik Chashiv Rabbi Lezer Oya Odyoser. The significance of Rabbi Lezer's act was even greater. He would remove a complete place where it got severed, cloud. He would not move at all, not even to a karmelis. Mishum chumra v'asor yisayir b'yoser, because of chumra, special chazora, and a special chumra and special concern. But then Moshe says, "Kach pirush should be vomas." Ava pirush amiti v'nochon kachu. But I have a different shot. Rabbi Yonah Talkei Chanusi Yechil should be a car. Shuchla Sandami Araglok Shnikra Tor Chanus Shomor Chalutin V'Gadol Haya. It was a good big place. So Mokam Nichol Sham. Vav Tzivchar have a Sidra Yakar Shabbelezim Cycling. Even though there was only a Tzivchar, a short distance to the Sidra Yakar, to the base Medrash. Lezer, after Derech Muad Lechol, Achei Yechol Agil base Medrash Go Shabbi Lezer, Hichmil Atzmo Shechlo Klal. He was marking himself not to walk at all. Sai Menem Miyad Bos Chanus. So Sidra base Medrash, which is, as we know, for several places. So either it's two different ragim here. One was the minhag of Rabbi uh, uh, what's his name? Rabbi Yoina, and he would go to a karmelis, and the minhag of Rabbi Eliezer was even more chashiv. He would just toss it off, or it's also Rabbi Yoina. And Rabbi Yoina would immediately would go to a karmelis to leave his shoe there, and he wouldn't go all the way to the base medrash of Rabbi Eliezer, even though it's a short distance where he could have gone and left it there. So he was machmir on himself. Okay, so those are the two possibilities here. So uh, the way we and so we'll read it according to the second shot in the Quran itself now. Again, Rabbi Yonah Saki L'Chatre, Saki L'Chatre, he would toss Talki L'Chatre, he would toss it into the bakery. Vikar now is a precious thing to do. Nice chumrah of Tzivchar V'Sidra Yakir Rabbi Lezer, even though it was only a short distance to the special base medrash, I guess the like Sidra Rabbah of Rabbi Lezer, Mesakle, who would remove it on the spot. Okay, Rabbi Yirmeh Ba'ikui, Rabbi Zira Ma'ul Achlif. Rabbi Yirmeh asked for Rabbi Zira, what can you switch it? So the um, if they have uh, the maybe Kermag explains that the sandal has these these two straps of these two tarsios, two joints or bindings of leather, where the retsuos are attached, right? One on the inside, one on the outside, and when the outer one becomes disattached, you can switch the shoes and put the left on the right and the right on the left. And the question is if you're allowed to be machlif, right? Or they're going to laugh at you, and then because it looks weird, and then you're going to come to carry 4 amashes to robbing. So uh, again, Malchip Amle Shari says it's okay. In other words, the I presumably you're leaving your house this way. In other words, you switch inside your house, and now you want to go out this way on Shabbos with your on the other foot. Not sure, not sure what you did with the shoe which was supposed to go on that foot. I guess somehow you had three pairs of shoes, whatever it was. But amen. Okay, switch to the other foot and go out like that, or afraid that you're going to take it off because people are going to start laughing because you have a shoe on the wrong foot. Amalei Shari says to Mr. I feel okay. Nevertheless, Amalei a pukhami chadsi samachalei. Go find another time to ask a question. Line him. Navak Achish Ashka Rabbi Bar Memo. Found Rabbi Bar Memo. V'sholei and he asked him, "Shani permitted." Rabbi Yosef said, "Masisa Amra Shumin Mabush." We have a riot from a Mishnah that it's a type of Mabush, even if it's on the wrong foot. And it says, "Obu shel small biyamin." If you put the left shoe on the right shoe, chalitza l'kshera. So that is the chalitza is still kosher. If you're doing chalitza, the chalitza has to be on off the right foot. But if you put the left foot on the right, the left shoe on the right foot, so even though it's on the wrong foot, it's still going to be about chalitza. So obviously the it's still considered to be derech malbush, and we're not concerned that you're going to take it off. So the Gemara says hadad temar leorech. So the this is the Pnei Moshe is talking about on Shabbos. The Karbanei says talking about in terms of chalitza, and so he says the says Pnei Moshe dod temar lerochav or tzosher rochav is rova regel, and the it means to say that that which you said before that when most of the sole is broken, it's the shoe is still wearable as long as it's not severed from it. That is when it's the rochav. It says Lorach in the Gemara. The pretty much changed it to the rochav, and so it's the art scroll. I see the rochav that the sandal is still considered to be a keli, and the tumah is not that tuma doesn't fall off, and Shabbos you can wear it, and it's good for chalitza. But if the sole is split lengthwise, so the part which remains of the sole has to cover most of the bottom of the leg in order to be considered keli. But if most of the sole of your foot would be exposed, the sandal is not considered to be keli, and the tuma, um, and its tuma falls off, and wouldn't be allowed to wear on Shabbos, and probably would not be good for, wouldn't be good for chalitza either. So again, it has to do that which he said that when that even if rove the soul is um, uh, that rove of the soul is severed, the tuma is not removed from it. That's when it's most of the soul is the rochav. It's again, its width is cut because evidently you still have two parts of it, the front, which are the front and back, I guess, which are still operative. If it's lengthwise, so then depends if it's still has to cover, it has to cover the majority of the foot. Okay, and if it does cover the majority of the foot, so then it's not going to be a shoe, and therefore it would have all those issues. Okay, long day today. Stop here.